Hi, this is Terry. I've lost 180 pounds with keto, carnivore, and counting calories. Now I'm on a mission to improve the health of my heart. Hello, let's get started with cutting up all our vegetables so that way we can have our salads yummy. So we'll get started with our peppers, and I'll go in like I usually do. I just push in the green stem. Sometimes you kind of got to work at it, but you push that in and then you gently pull it apart. I do it gently so the seeds don't fly out. And then the majority of your seeds are right there attached to your stem. You might have a few still attached, and sometimes you can tap those out. Sometimes they're just attached. There you can just rinse them or pull it. But I pull off sorry. I pull off the the extra bit of that, I don't know, vein, whatever you call that thing. And there you go. So let's do another one. My peppers were not that great today at my Walmart, but it'll be all right. See, you pull it out and see how clean that is. Just a few little seeds down in there. And then here's the other half. Pull this out, and there's most of the seeds. And look, there's no seeds. So I just pull that little white piece off there and tap it, and it's empty. So now one more. Okay, see? Well, that little piece there might have a few seeds on the inside. So let's pull that out. Okay, so got all those seeds. And this side, let's pull this out, and no seeds. So again, I just pull that white vein, or I don't know. All right, and there you go. So now they're ready for you to wash and cut. Okay, after you get them rinsed off, I just kind of start slicing them. I do it in long slices. I'm gonna try to turn this way so you can see a little bit better. I do them in long slices first. And I have a salad like every day for lunch. I have to have a lot. So I get hungry by 11 o'clock. Let me start my story. I get hungry by 11 o'clock, sometimes 10:30. So I need a nice amount of food so I can make it from 11 o'clock till I get home at 5 o'clock to eat my supper. So lunch is my biggest meal of the day. So you will see that my salads, I call them a BAS, or big A-word salad. And so that's what I eat every day at lunchtime. Well, and the carbs are probably pretty high, but I'll be honest with y'all, I never thought that vegetables was my enemy. You know, I've always thought, well, if I would have eaten vegetables, now, don't get me wrong, I am here to tell you too much of a good thing can be a bad thing. I get it. But I did not eat vegetables. So vegetables was not my enemy, and vegetables is not what made me 340 pounds. But, having so I don't freak out about all the carbs that I'm having in my salads. Because again, it wasn't salads, it was, oh gee, my goodness, all the McDonald's trips, the Burger King trips, the shakes, the fries, the burgers, the pizzas, all the things that I ate, that's what made me 340 pounds. And those are the things that caused me to have the health issues that I had. So I'm not, I don't freak out over the fact that right now I'm eating 200 carbs. I'm just not freaked out about it. Maybe I should be. I don't know. But I'm not overly freaked out about it because, like I said, I didn't even know what a vegetable was for most of my life. Well, I did as a kid because Mom would make it, and it was either eat that or a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And don't get me wrong, I ate a peanut butter and jelly sandwich a lot of times, but she didn't make us two meals. It was either eat what's on the table or eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So I usually ate what was on the table. So that's my peppers. I'll use those throughout the week. What else do we have to cut up? Hold on, let me grab it. Okay, I've got us a jicama. I don't know that I needed another jicama. I had some left of my other jicama, but I grabbed it because I wanted it. Man, this is a good one. Oh my goodness. I can always tell when I cut into it. I'll show you. When it's a good jicama, see how bright white that is? If it's not good, it's kind of, if you can see this outer edge. Now that's just because it's the skin showing through. But it is not this pretty white jicama. So, yeah, this is a really, really good jicama. Of course, I see a bad spot on it, but that's all right. So the way I do it is I just kind of cut around. I cut off the skin. Jicama will be, well, at my store, my Walmart, jicama is dipped in wax. I think it helps it last longer. They do that with jicama and rutabaga. They're not as popular as potatoes. They're root vegetables, you know. And so, but potatoes, people buy those like they're going out of style all the time. So potatoes, they don't really have to do anything special to help them last longer. But it seems like with jicama and rutabaga, they do. Let me throw this away. So with rutabaga and jicama, they dip them in wax. So you have to peel them differently. So here, it's like somebody said in the comments, jicama is easy to peel, or is hard to peel, but easy to slice. Rutabaga is easy to peel, but hard to slice, which is so true. Oh my goodness, it's so true. Because, you know, I mean, I don't have to go through this same process when it comes to jicama. But when it comes time to cut jicama, or I mean, I don't have to peel the rutabaga the same way I peel my jicama. But at the same token, it is so much easier to just cut right through this jicama. You'll see in just a second, compared to my rutabaga. So like with jicama, watch, I can just go, and it just cuts right in half. And that is how easy it is to slice a jicama. But we're not doing we also got rutabaga, and that's going to be different. Trying to decide what I want to do. I wish, well, no, it's not time yet. So, let me tell you, y'all, I already have the dishwasher going right now. I did my ground beef and chicken already. And so I have my big 6-quart crock pots in the dishwasher, along with a bunch of stuff. I don't know if you can see that. That sink is filled to the brim right now with more dishes that need to be washed. So I would really rather not pull out my cuber. So I think we're going to free cube this thing, which is fine. I'm not making anything specific with this, so I don't need them to be special. So when you get a jicama, that is, because I know people always ask me about the different things that I cook that are kind of unique. Jicama is definitely unique. And jicama it has a mildly sweet flavor, mildly sweet. But if you're somebody that eats candy and you eat, ice cream and cookies, you would not consider this to be sweet. That fell on the floor. I saw the funniest meme the other day. It said, due to the increase of, what do you call that? Inflation. Due to the increase in inflation, the 5-second rule is now a 15-second rule. I was like, boy, isn't that the truth? And especially if I don't have any little buddies down there to grab my food before I can get to it, I will definitely rinse it off if possible. But I just thought that was funny. The 5-second rule has been increased to 15 seconds. One of y'all had a fun idea. So we are at work, we're having an eclipse party, and one of you had said take this and put some tahini on it, and then make them round, and something, I think you said shooting, I don't know. Anyway, sparkling moons, I don't know, whatever you said. But anyway, I think that's a fun idea. So if you don't know about tahini, this is tahini. And it's found in your Mexican Southwestern food. It is, hang on, let's see if it says what it is. Classic seasoning. Let's see what's in it. Now I gotta get these glasses off. Chili, sea salt, citric acid, or chili peppers, lime juice. So it's kind of got a limey flavor. So if you put it on there, so one of y'all were saying just kind of have it like kind of like a little sparkly thing. Wow. So that is our jicama. Now, as usual, I'm going to get a paper towel. And when you first cut your jicama, when you change out, well, like tomorrow, if I go in and get some of this out of here, this paper towel will be super, super duper wet. Jicama is also a very wet vegetable. But it's a good one. It's like kind of like the texture of water chestnut. Y'all, this may not fit. Nope. Hang on. Let's take a couple out. A couple of these big ones out and see what that does. It's a very watery vegetable. Doing it? Can't tell. Come on, fella. There we go. Don't embarrass me. Alright. So, oh my goodness, y'all ain't even looking. Well, too bad. You missed it. So this is the one that's left over from last week, and this is the new one. I'll put this one on top so I remember to use the top one. So I'm going to put these in the refrigerator. I'll be right back. Alright, so now we're going to do our rutabaga. This is a rutabaga. And I think that's the side that the little thing grows up on. I don't really know. Something happens on this end because it's always kind of a funky, it's almost like they went snoop. So I don't know what happens on that end. And something happens on that end. But we're going to cut it. What I'm going to do is cut the side of it, the bottom of it off first so I can have a flat surface. Then I'm going to cut that little knot off at the top. Alright. Doggone it. I keep forgetting to punch you down. I'm so sorry. Well, I cut off this end and that end. So that's what you missed. Alright. So this is the difference. With jicama, I couldn't use this because it's like leather. The skin of jicama is like leather for me. And I've seen a couple of videos of people trying to use these, but it just doesn't work on jicama. But rutabaga, this is a rutabaga. I don't know if I called it jicama a while ago, and if so, I apologize. This is a rutabaga, and this is how I peel a rutabaga. Now, I've tried the longer kind. It has to be this kind for me. So, I think it's the angle of it. And I just go round and round and round I go. Where I stop, nobody knows. I just got a little spot on it. So then I'll flip her over. Where rutabaga, or where jicama is wet and sweet, rutabaga is a combination of cabbage and turnips. So it kind of has a sharp flavor, but not as sharp as turnip. And it's not as sharp as a radish or turnip. It's not that sharp, okay? So rutabaga, but the texture of rutabaga, in my opinion, is a little bit like squash. So I like rutabaga as a potato. If I'm cooking it, I like it as a potato replacement. I do not, I've tried jicama so many times as a potato replacement, but jicama does not work for me. But what jicama, the other one I just did, what jicama can be used for is things, I used it in things like as a bean replacement. I just cut it up little and put it in like my chili. But jicama, I prefer jicama if I'm going to make something like if I was going to make a potato soup, I'll use rutabaga. Now here's the part that is the most tricky. The first time cutting this in half is the hardest. I used to take this knife and put it in the middle and hit it. But Gloria decided to save my knives for me. She decided that I should probably do something a little bit less life-threatening. So I line this up. I just kind of get it there. And I have this, and when I hit, it's going to echo and I won't be able to talk. So I'm going to hit this a few times and show you. Okay, so it's almost all the way down, and then you can pry it apart. And that is why the rutabaga is hard to cut. Now from here, it'll cut a lot easier. So see, from here, I can just, it's not as easy. It's not as easy as the jicama. And I forgot, I'm going to do this. Oh, hey, there's a spot in, well, I'll cut it off in a minute. Let me double check and see if there's any other spots I need to cut off, because I saw one. Let me stick it over here. I don't want to, I'm not going to chop it up or slice, or I'm not going to slice it up. I was about to, but I have some that's frozen. If I'm going to do my jicama, if I want to eat my jicama raw, I will cut it, peel it, and cut it the way I'm about to cut it. If I'm going to cook it, then you can microwave your jicama before cutting it, and you can, it will slice it and cut way better. It'll just be really soft. I forgot, y'all, I'm on a blood thinner. I better straighten up and make sure I do right. Okay, so for my rutabaga, this is the best thing. And I am here to tell you, I love, love, love this chopper. I didn't grab red onions this morning because I was in a hurry and I forgot. But this does red onions, yellow onions. It chops up your vegetables so fast and so good. And my eyes don't water whenever I use this. You know, I just quarter my onions and drop them in, and it is amazing. But this one is Fabio Viviani, but they have other brands that are similar. And I have a Amazon storefront, so if you click in the description to this video, there's a link for it. But I have something similar, because this brand is not on Amazon, but there are a couple similar brands. So I'm going to quarter each half of this rutabaga, because we are going to chop it up, because I love rutabaga on my salad. Now, I did not make this weekend, I'm not making any waffles, which is a rutabaga waffle. I didn't make any of those, so, because I used up all my rutabaga last weekend. So I'll let's do 3 in there, and we'll put the lid on it. Raise it up so you can see a little better. And then the only thing that gets dirty is the blade, the container, and the lid, but your motor stays up here and stays clean. You can decide how chunky or fine you want it. I'm going to go with that size for these. And then we're going to go ahead and put them in here. A rutabaga is extremely dense. So it will take a lot of rutabaga. Or when you cut up your rutabaga, it will take up a lot of space. One of you had asked me to measure out the two, between the two, and show how much was each. Like do a weight amount and see the difference. So if I can remember when I'm getting done here, I'll do that. Or comparing rutabaga to jicama, sorry. Took the puppy dogs for a walk. They got to see so many people. They got to see the little boy who lives down the street from us. They got to see some people who, I don't know if they were moving in or out, but they were doing some moving a few doors down that other way. So they were some happy dogs. They got to be petted and they got to socialize. Okay. Some of the rutabaga got chopped up, but some didn't. So this was a case of I put some pieces in that were too big, so they really didn't chop up that well. But I'm going to go on and put some of these bigger chunks back in and run it through. And when I'm done, I'll leave what's in here and then add that back in here. And then that I'll scoop out. I don't want to have to dirty up another container, so I'll use this for my salad. Alright, that sink's getting fuller and fuller over there. Now it's time to build my salad. I'm going to start with my cabbage, and I put about 114 grams of cabbage in my salads. I have 2 dirty containers. So what I plan on doing is building 6 of these first, and then I will build the other 2 afterwards. Alright, so there's those 4. Get these 2 real quick, and then we'll move to the next thing. From here, I'm going to go ahead and add my rutabaga. So I'm not going to add my jicama. I have that older jicama that I want to try to use first. But things that are kind of wet, I don't add to my salad in case they go bad. Like some vegetables, so like tomatoes. Sometimes I buy them and they go bad a little faster than what I think they should. Jicama, it goes bad kind of fast. Sometimes peppers. So, but some of the things that I know will last. Rutabaga will last. Cabbage is going to last. Onions, they last really good also. So I'm adding 60 grams of rutabaga to my salads. And then we'll get to the next thing. I'll do these last 2. Okay, now I'm going to put my little rutabaga to bed. This is the leftover rutabaga. Okay, and I put that paper towel on the bottom that helps absorb any moisture. Next up, we're going to do our onions. So we're going to zero it out. We'll do around 60 grams of onions. Okay. I'm going to get these on and I will be back. Now we're going to tuck our little salads in. And I just do this. And I put a lid over it. And you can store them upside down. Do another one. And then after I do this, I'm going to do the 2 in a Ziploc bag. And then when those containers become available, I will use those for, I'll use those up. But like I said, I got 1, because I made 8. Because I get 4 servings out of the cabbage. So I make 8 containers. You could use less or more. You know, you got to figure out your own macros and how much you want and what's going to make you feel good and what's going to work with your specific way of eating. You know, if you're higher carb or you're higher veg or whatever you are, that's all right. You just match it to what your idea is, what your goals are. But again, you just store them upside down. Somebody asked me, these are the 57 ounces. This container is 57 ounces. I got them from a very kind-hearted follower. And so, but I do know Amazon has them. I think I might have them linked in my storefront. So, yeah, so there we go. We got 6 salads made. I'm going to put these away, and then I'll make my 2 bag salads, and I'll be right back. Hey, while I'm about to put this rutabaga in there, I just wanted to point out to you something about rutabaga. Since it is part of the cabbage family, if you, oh yeah, look, I got these neat little stands. I forgot this. I was going to show you these really cool stands. Oh, hang on, I keep pushing the wrong thing. Okay, zero out. Anyway, so rutabaga, if you go cooking it, your house is going to smell similar to cabbage, okay? Because rutabaga is in that family. People are going to walk in your house and be like, "Oh, honey, have you been eating ham and beans today?" And you could say, "Nope, that's just the baga." So I just thought I'd let you know that. Because when I just opened it, I was like, "Oh, hello, rutabaga." But whenever I've used rutabaga in my Instant Pot, and I've opened it up, it's like, "Oh, hello, how you doing there?" So anyway, I just wanted to point that out so that way you kind of have a heads up. It's not all. It definitely has a pungent odor. So. Okay, so here we go. We got these made up. I'm not going to put paper towel in them because these will be the first ones I use. I'm just going to set them up there. And I'll use these first whenever a container comes available. Well, I said that. They won't be first. They'll be whenever after I get a couple dishes cleaned. Well, anyway, you know what I mean. Read my mind. Don't listen to the words coming out of my mouth. So that is how I do my lunch. I just got my lunch vegetables, my lunch salads, because I use all these for lunch. So there you go. That is my lunch salads. I about forgot. Somebody had asked me to show the difference between the amount of rutabaga and jicama. So we're going to just try, trying to look for a number that's, okay, 50 grams of jicama. That's 50 grams of jicama. Now they're going to be looking different because they're cut different, but somebody had asked, so I wanted to show you. So that's 50 grams of jicama. Hang on. Okay. That is the difference. I know, like I said, this one's cut up in bigger cubes, but the pile of rutabaga is bigger than the pile of those. But jicama is so watery. Sorry, got y'all bouncing around. So that's the difference. That's the jicama, or that's the rutabaga, and that's the jicama. The pile seems bigger, but it's kind of shredded up. So that's the difference. They're both 50 grams of each of them. So I know you wanted to see the difference between them and how much they were. Like I said, they're not cut the same, but that's 50 grams of each. So just for a context for you.